Hello, we are back with another video and we got a lot to discuss. Now, before we get into anything, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Champagne Thickums uses Nicki Minaj yet again to go up against Camel Toe. Okay, now, Champagne Thickums decided to post Nicki Minaj on his Instagram and on his backup Instagram, Plot Twist, where he likes to throw shade at people because he don't really have a backbone. He can't do it on his actual Instagram, but that's neither here or there. The point of the matter is he posted Nicki Minaj. A lot of fans are speculating that they could be working on music together because he is dropping an album called Iceman, and it's supposed to be dropping this year. Now, here's the thing, though. Yes, they're working on music, but Champagne Thickums is also doing this because she is going after Camel Face, and him and Camel Face have beef. Now, if you guys remember, I think it was last year, right after it was announced that Kung Fu Kenny will be headlining the Super Bowl, he posted Solange, and he also posted Aaliyah. And they both have relationships with Camel Face and Queen B. Solange is Queen B's sister, and she beat up Camel Face, and everybody knows that Camel Face used to date Aaliyah. He posted that because he's been having issues with Camel Face for years now, even though they've worked together several times. They do not like each other. Now, because, Champagne Thickums is going through what he believes is a hate train. I don't really believe it's a hate train. I think his time is up. But he believes he's going through a hate train, similar to what Nicki Minaj went through, and is still technically going through. He is happy that she is calling out Desiree and Camel Face, so he's throwing her a bone, okay? But here's the thing, and I know some people may not like what I'm going to say, but I think that Champagne Thickums needs to stop using Nicki Minaj. When she dropped Pink Friday 2 and had you on the album, you was not posting her. Okay? When she was going through her own hate train and you thought you was on the tippity top and that you wasn't finna ever be on the bottom like you are now, you was linking up with Cardi B, Weak Mill, Quavo. You was having a time. You was having a grand old ball rubbing it in Nicki Minaj's face. You know what I'm saying? But because he can't say anything, like he will never call out Camel Face and Desiree like Nicki Minaj will, okay? Because he don't have a backbone. He's a grown-ass man getting ab surgery at the big age of 40. So he don't have a backbone, okay? So he's liking that Nicki Minaj is doing the work that he can't do, that she got the balls that he don't have. I don't respect it, okay? Don't post Nicki now because she calling out Camel Face and, Desiree. Post Nicki when y'all work together and do music together, just like how you posted Scratch Off. See, he was quick to post Scratch Off and Camila Cabello, okay, because he was sleeping with Scratch Off's sister and smashing Camila Cabello. But because Nicki won't give up the coochie, he don't post Nicki unless she's going after the ops. So I don't respect it. And Champagne Thickums should receive 50,000 lashings for this. I'm sorry. Because it's just like it's corny. She dropped a whole album, went number 1. She had a lot of hits on that album, and you paid it dust. And then another thing is he only came out to the tour. Let's be very clear. He only performed on Nicki Minaj's tour in Toronto when Euphoria dropped. That was the same day Euphoria dropped. When he gets into it with other people, he wants to pull Nicki Minaj in. But when he was on the tippity top, he was throwing shade. So that's why I don't respect Champagne Thickums, because I feel like he uses Nicki. I'm waiting for Nicki Minaj to wake it up. I don't care if they have 10 years in the game. Okay, together, 20 years, they've known each other however long it is. I don't care, because that don't mean you get to do whatever you want just because you know somebody for a long time. That's not how that works. Now, moving on from that, Cardi B posted a new trailer for her album dropping in September. And I couldn't even really recognize her. I was like, is this a new face? Or maybe it's the heavy makeup. But I didn't really like the makeup and the complete look. in the trailer, but that was just me, and there's really no shade. I feel like the face is given hard, it's given 40s, no shade. I think it's the makeup. I don't even really know if it's really her face, but she looks slightly different. But not only that, it looks like outside will be outside of the top 10 next week. Predictions have already came out for the Hot 100 for next week, and it looks like she will not even be in the top 15, which, like I said before, this is why I do not consider outside a hit record. Okay, if it's dropping out of the charts, okay, or dropping 20 or 30 spots after 1 week, is not a hit record. That means people are not really streaming it as much as you want us to believe. Luther, which came out last November, is still top 10. Same thing with Die With a Smile. Okay, Mutt, which also came out last year, is at number 14. Big Billy's still at number 15. So this lets me know that people are not really streaming Cardi B. You know, she gets the payola package the first week, but then it gets removed after, you know, the third or second week. And this is why I don't respect Cardi B as an artist. You're putting out music that people are not resonating with. Okay, because if it really was a hit, it would still be in the top 10. You say your records live in the top 10, but they seem to come and go. Okay, so, you know, unfortunately, Cardi B, I will have to give you at least 50,000 lashings. Okay, because the payola was removed after a week. And unfortunately, I just don't respect artists that get payola and then it don't even last. At least get the payola to last. Now, it looks like Cardi B is also trying to play dirty. She is trying to use merch. I can't even believe it. She is trying to use merch to sell her album. Okay, she's not just doing vinyls and CDs, okay, which I can see why you would use vinyls and CDs to sell your album, but trying to add merch for first week sales is giving payola tactics. But you know what? I'm not even really mad at it, because at the end of the day, we see that she don't have a hit record on her hands. That's why she had to put Whoppin' Up on her album. Okay, that's why she got to put out a trailer to get the people excited, because people are focusing on the visuals. But as you can clearly see, nobody's really checking for the music, and that's why Outside is dropping on the charts. Now, moving on to Queen B. Is Queen B gearing up to clap back at Nicki Minaj and the other ops? That is the question of the day. So fans want Queen B to start responding to the haters, because she's usually mute, or, you know, Tina or, you know, her publicist will speak out and say something. Camel Face will stick up for her like he did at the Grammys, but she usually don't say nothing. And with that being said, fans are saying, I hope Queen B has evolved from Always Stay Gracious, Best Revenge is Your Paper, which she said in Formation, but she didn't write that, no shade. They continue to say, because I would very much like to see her whack a few people on Act 3. Wow. So people want a Bow Down Part 2 from Queen B, where she was telling Keisha Cole, Rihanna, you know, Rachel Roy, a lot of her ops at the time to bow down. Okay, Carrie Hilson needed to bow down. A. Marie needed to bow down. That's what Beyonce meant, okay, when she put that record out. That was for Rihanna, Keisha Cole, A. Marie, Carrie Hilson. So because a lot of people believe that Nicki Minaj was throwing shade because Queen Bee car had malfunction on tour, and Nicki Minaj tweeted, starships are meant to fly, fans feel like, you know, Nicki's been poking at Camel Face, been poking at Queen Bee. They want bars to be sent, okay? Because Queen Bee is dropping Act 3 next year, okay? So will she be dropping some heat and dropping some bars? I do think Queen Bee will respond, okay? Because I've already been told that Camel Face has gotten his bars ready for Queen Bee, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Camel Face has written for Queen Bee plenty of times, mostly her rapping type of songs. Okay, you know, he written for her when it came to the Savage remix. He was writing the bars. So with that being said, I can see Camel Face writing for Queen B and throwing shade or shots at Nicki and whoever else wants smoke. Okay? If he goes directly at Nicki, he might look bad because Nicki is a woman. Okay? But I do feel like when he gears up to drop, he may say something to the haters too. It may not just be directly at Nicki, but it might be a subliminal shot. So I can see that happening. Okay? I wouldn't put it past them only because they have dropped diss records. Remember, and I think it was Top Off, where that was the DJ Khaled record. She dissed Sanaa Lathan, who bit her. And she name dropped Tiffany Haddish in that song, because Tiffany kind of was talking about the incident, and she basically was like, you need to sign an NDA. If you listen to the whole song, that came out years ago. So Queen B has definitely dissed people in records. I think she gets away with it a little bit more because she's an R&B artist, and a lot of people in the industry consider her the queen of music. Now, moving on to Queen B. Queen B has become the first woman to gross 17 million from a single show in Houston for the Cowboy Carter World Tour, and she has now grossed overall $305 million. Okay, so congratulations to Queen B on that. Now, it has been revealed that the accuser in the Chris Brown London nightclub case reportedly moves to dismiss lawsuit. The charges do remain intact. He still do got charges over in the UK, but the lawsuit is basically going to get dismissed. And there's no shade to C Breezy, but he probably cut the check to get it dismissed because the charges are still there. So he probably cut the check to get the lawsuit dismissed. Now, moving on to 25 Faces, it has been reported that 25 Faces Cardi B earns her 13th top 10 hit on the Hot 100 with Outside. And on top of that, this is her, I believe, third solo top 10 hit. So congratulations to Cardi B on that. Now, with that being said, let me know how long y'all think is going to stay in the top 10. I don't think it's going to stay for long in the top 10. No shade to Cardi B, but I just don't feel like this is as big of a hit as, you know, her fans are trying to make it out to be. And also, let me know in the comments how much y'all think Cardi B is going to sell first week. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Cardi B could do 2. I think she can do 200,000, especially with the payola that she's getting. Do I think she can do 3 or 4? No. But I definitely think she could do 2. Now, the Clipse announced their track list for their album coming out July 11th. Their album and Travis Scott's album, or whatever he's doing with the Jack Boys, is coming out also July 11th. And he got a collaboration with John Legend, a Kung Fu Kenny collaboration with Chains and Whips, POV featuring Tyler, the Creator. You got All Things Considered, The Dream, and Pharrell. He got 3 songs with Pharrell. He got one with Nas, not Bottom Nas X. Okay, the King Nas, the King of Queens. Okay. But with that being said, it looks like he got some good collaborations on here, even though I do still believe, and it's really no shade to Pusha T and Malice, but I just don't know if they can outsell Travis organically. Okay, I think they're gonna have to make that call. They gotta call Camel Face to sabotage Travis, because I just feel like Pusha T, he's a lyricist, but he don't have the streets on lock. Okay, I've never heard anybody say put Pusha T on. Okay, I don't think he appeals to Gen Z. And on top of that, he's not a hit maker. He's a person that has bars and he spit bars and diss tracks, but he's not a hit maker. So that's the thing about Pusha T. You know, and I feel like if you want to be a phenomenal artist, of course, bars and dissing kind of matters. It's hip hop. But you also, in my opinion, this is how I feel about it, you got to make hits. And I just feel like Pusha T don't make enough hits, in my opinion. And it's no shade. Now, Gavin Hancock whatever his name is, if you don't know who he is, he's a nobody country singer who decided to come after the queen for absolutely no reason.
Music country charts. And one of them's Beyoncé. You can tell her we're coming for her fucking ass. That shit ain't country music, and it ain't ever been country music, and it ain't gonna be country music.
Now, if Gavin Hancock don't sit his bitch ass down, dissing a woman that has done absolutely nothing to you but make music, okay? Mind you, country actually came from black people, and of course, white people stole it like they steal everything else. Now, with that being said, he needs to shut the fuck up. It sounded like a Ku Klux Klan leader. That ain't country music. Sounding like he wants slavery to come back. If you don't sit your bitch ass down, when has it ever been cool for white men to diss black women for absolutely no reason? You just mad because she won Country Album of the Year and Album of the Year, and nobody cares about you. I hope your ass gets blackballed and Camel Face makes a few phone calls. You don't have the right to diss Beyonce because she made a country album. So the fuck what? It's not your genre. It never was. Y'all steal everything. You looking like you holding a KKK rally with all them ugly ass white people in the crowd. Looking a mess. And listen, I am not Beyonce. You do not keep it gracious over here. We get vicious. So don't have his fans get jumped because I will be gets to dragon. Okay, you don't have no right to come after Beyonce for no reason because she dropped an album last year, mind you. The album didn't just come out. It came out last year. Y'all white people are upset because it outshined and outdid all of the other country albums, and y'all gonna have to stay mad about it. Okay? Country is not the white people's genre. Y'all stole it like y'all stole everything else. Sit down, you will be receiving 1 million lashes. Okay? Men should not be dissing women like that for no reason. I can understand if Beyonce did something, but she didn't do nothing to you. Sit down. Okay? Ugly ass bitch. Now, moving on from that, Complex has ranked their top 15 best rap verses of 2025 so far. They got Meek Mill's verse on Proud of Me. I think that was on Friday's album. And I'll be honest with you, I agree with that. Kung Fu Kenny's verse on Chains and Whips. That hasn't even officially came out yet. He's already at number 2. So Be It. The verse by Pusha T, Give Me a Hug by Champagne Thickums. Jizz verse on Bodies, even though that's off the Cheat song. They got J. Cole's verse for Clouds. D0WN is the only female rapper on the list. That is not good for her collaboration she did on the Egypt song. That wasn't her song. I think she collaborated with somebody on that. But she's the only female rapper. That's it? Wow. That's actually not good at all. So let me know how y'all feel about it. I agree with some of these songs. I definitely agree with, Meek Mill, Kendrick Lamar. They killed their verses on their songs. And, even Jid. I said Jid had the best verse on the Bodies track. So I do agree with some of these rankings, but I just feel like there need to be more female rappers on here. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Diddy and Tyler Perry. Link will be in the description on Patreon, and I hope you have a great day.